Greetings to you, my name is Stephen North, and welcome to this corner of the World Wide Web. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm the owner of Starpoint 9 and the founder of the Heart Activation Music. And I'm going to introduce to you a little bit about the Heart Activation Music so everyone gets to understand what it is, just without going into too much detail. The Heart Activation Music is created by both Amy and myself, Amy being my spirit guide, my twin flame. There are no words that can describe just how amazing and wonderful she is. She's a great teacher and she's helped me transform my life rapidly. And our role is to inspire people to transform their lives and to get in connection with spirit and to embrace what we let go of many centuries ago. It's not a spiritual thing, it's not a hippie thing to be in connection with your spirit guide, it's an everyday thing and everyone has one. So our job is to connect and bridge these connections and help you connect. So by leading by example, I've been through hardships and lessons, a lot of lessons. So I've been able to transform my entire life within the past year to create, and it's involved creating a complementary therapy that utilizes vibrations, frequencies, sounds, light, and all sorts of stuff in order to create this modality. So the reason why we created this was to help many people, and I've known about this for quite some time, that I'd end up eventually being able to transfer crystals into music. Didn't know how until I stumbled on it across one day. So the Heart Activation Music is created by both spirit and incarnate. Amy sends coded vibrations to embed into the sounds that is created, and these messages that she sends through consists of messages to help a person come towards a light of consciousness, and then when the seeds are planted it will be felt within the heart. So in a sense we're using subliminal messaging in a totally different way. When you listen to a lot of mind meditation or binary frequency sounds and all this sort of stuff, you have people talking and leaving messages. It's like, I am abundance, I am happy, I am love. And I used to listen to these for almost a year, trying to transform my own mind. What we're doing here is a very similar approach, but instead of doing it into the brain, we're using light frequencies, light codes, and putting into the energy body, into the subconscious mind, into the conscious mind, and into their energy field, so that it's permanently embedded. And this is why we get it into the heart. This is why it's heart activation, because these messages are very important. And if we can clear, it's one thing about listening to positive reaffirmations, but if you don't release the trauma that is associated with the creation of the issues as to what's happened here, we can't get there. So having a very bad breakup that's causing grief, saying I am happy, will not release the grief. What we're doing with Heart Activation Music is giving people a tool to go back into and clearing that grief, and then saying I am happy, and it starts creating more of a shift. In other words, we've created a powerful shortcut to help clear trauma on this side of the veil. And the reason why we're able to do this is because on the other side of the veil, I help souls reacclimatize after a traumatic lifetime, and am considered a leader in this field. So on this side of the veil, we've managed to be able to pick up on that soul level knowledge and wisdom and be able to bring that forward into the Heart Activation Music. So the combination between Amy and myself and our abilities and our skill sets and merging as one to create this music is really helping the benefit of you and everyone else that listens to it. I've actually used it on myself. I use every track on myself and have transformed my entire life by using this work. And as Amy says, not only does it heal me, it heals her as well, because this music is multidimensional and goes on and on and on into all the dimensions, and it heals every spirit guide as well. So it's a multidimensional, multifaceted healing modality that can heal both you and your spirit guide. Tell me something else that can do that. That's why this is a world first. I'm blown away. When Amy said this, I just couldn't, I'm just like, wow. Anyway, so the music itself, we've got so many projects that we're working on that, and the to-do list that Amy has given me is pretty phenomenal. We'll get there eventually. So it helps with, so what it does at the moment, what every track does is that it helps with incarnates with living their life purpose. It helps them with finding their twin if they have incarnated. If they're not, it helps find a significant soulmate. It helps engage you in your life purpose. It helps with true love, with compassion, with unconditional love, with walking a higher path and raising the vibration of the planet. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on within the music that your body, your frequencies will resonate with, and it's like working with energy such as Reiki, where Reiki is all about making the body feel good. We're doing a lot more here. We're using the consciousness of crystals and getting the consciousness of light. We're getting the consciousness of sound. It's all this sort of stuff. It's very, as from going back, revisiting to a 2014 channeled message that was the very first one I attended, which again blew my mind away when I started walking this path. The messages were that the cosmic order, or the Melchizedek family, which is what Drunvalo Melchizedek is. We have the same storyline apparently, but the Melchizedek was able to work with light and sound, and somehow through this knowledge I've been able to pick up on it and be able to transfer this skill set into the work. So when you're working with this music, you know it's created from something that is pure and divine, that serves God and you as a creation of God. So cool, huh? So when we're talking about the living the life purpose, a lot of, and I myself included, I've been walking this planet going, well, why am I here? What do I want to do? You know, at the age of 35, you're going, well, I don't really want to be this all my life. What's the purpose? And then by listening to the music, you start clearing and shifting a lot of whatever needs to be shifted, you know, debris, emotional issues, trauma, whatever it needs to be done. And it helps you with engaging in your life purpose. Now, let's just say you are engaging in your life purpose. It helps it manifest even faster. And it helps bring more work in. And the amazing thing is, this happens when you just press play on Spotify or on your CD player or on your iPod. Pretty impressive. All this work happens. It's not going to happen instantly though. It does happen. Like for me, it's taken a huge number of months in order to clear a lot of grief that I was holding on to and trying to let go of, and the creation of this music really helped accelerate this. So in other words, again, I'll use this word, I found a shortcut and I'm making it available to you. So some of the project ideas that I'm going to go into right now is all of it's inspired by Amy, which is the greatest thing. I don't have, I don't have to do anything. It's all there. I've got a to-do list that's like yay big. So just a few of these is what she's given me so far. Deep healing for grief. So when we look at this project, I look at what crystals are recommended to really work with grief in the physical body. And then we look at, say, Archangel Gabriel or Archangel Raphael is the one that is, helps with healing, or in order to get into the mindset of breaking the patterns of grief down, we bring in Archangel Michael, and we bring in those frequencies in order to help shift the grief. And we use like certain songs, feels to music, such as if you're going through a grief, you want the track to resonate with a grief feeling, and as that track progresses, we go from grief into happiness, and then that energy and that feeling will start resonating through, and it's through the work that we do that we're able to, as you're listening to the music, we're able to do that energetically. So you're having a really deep healing session with multiple spirits and incarnates through sound, and you're essentially having a healing session with me and Amy when we're doing this work with all the masters, with all the archangels. Depending on which project you're listening to will depend on who's within that energy system. So another project is to help people with new beginnings, which is what I'm dealing with right now, because right now I'm going from old patterns where I'm moving into a new beginning. We're about to have a very fresh beginning, and like as Therapist Bay said to me in a channeling session, that enjoy the sunset because you're about to be given a fresh start. And with all this work that's about to come forward, and we're pushing forward to help people, that fresh start will become the starting point to what we're developing here and what we're helping you with. So another project is manifesting of happiness and love. You know, this is amazing work, because we can use this project especially to bring in a lot of frequencies and vibrations that support love and happiness, and really go into our energy fields and bring in vibrations and sounds that can really bring in the happiness and make you want to dance. Being a house producer that I am, and having releases on, you know, record labels around the world, this is an exciting project. I do it all the time, you know. It's like when I'm in the sessions and I say, oh, this is a new track I've done, they want to dance. It brings in happiness, and by dancing, such as doing things such as, you know, shaking that booty, yeah, you know, it's fun. So another project is bringing in magic. You know, magic is real, but in terms of manifesting magic, and by manifesting magic, we're talking about happiness, love, abundance, and all this sort of stuff. It's the same, very similar, and this may come out a little bit later. So then, clearing of trauma, that is work that I've been doing a lot of, and very powerful work, because I've been having to release a lot of trauma and grief. So a lot of this work has been done, and we can do more specific tracks to help clear this stuff. Past life activation, yes, we can do this. It's very interesting frequencies to work with. I would use the crystal Dimeteorite, because apparently, according to the text that many people have written, is that that specific frequency of a crystal can help activate past lives. But there's also other work that I've seen that can also help with activating past lives. So it's a matter of doing a bit of research to try and figure out which frequencies will activate my past lives in order for me to share that with others. There's another way where we can connect into ancient ways, or we go back to ancient Egypt, Lemuria, Atlantis, other planetary civilizations prior to the creation of the Earth, and all this sort of stuff. So these are just some of the more advanced projects that we've got coming on. There's tracks that can do communicating with nature and animals, and I actually want to talk about one that we've just recently been finished off. Sorry, itchy foot. And with this project, what we did was, and it was a combined effort with Master Hilarion, the Consciousness of Bloodstone Crystal. Yes, I'm holding crystals, and and Marlene Svetlashoff, who was the scribe for Hilarion, who's been recently channeling the consciousness of crystals. What we've been experiencing is, someone came to me and asked if there was any work that could be done with pancreatic cancer, and I said, well, let's have a. I couldn't guarantee it, but according to the research that I've been doing in this field, that, you know, heliotrope or bloodstone would be the perfect crystal to recommend. And reading the text, a lot of people do recommend bloodstone for this. So Marlene Svetlashoff channeled the crystal, because there was other crystals that were recommended for this, but bloodstone itself recommended to use carnelian and selenite. So I also threw in quantum quattro as well, because that was just pretty awesome. So using these 4 frequencies, we're able to use these frequencies, use it through sound, and the consciousness of crystals to try and break whatever it needs to be done, to try and heal it and clear the cancer. So this is an experiment that someone is willing to try, and as they said to me last week, that after 4 sessions of listening to it on headphones, they have found that their heart palpitations they were getting have ceased. You know, it's 4 sessions. I'd like to know what it'd be like after 40 sessions, and so I'm very watching very closely and hoping to hear some epic news, because not long after that got released, an article I spotted an article and was shared on my newsfeed that a scientist found that frequencies can cure cancer in pancreatic. So it'll be very interesting to see if the work that we've just received confirmation on, that scientists have proved that frequencies at a certain range can burst the cells of pancreatic cancer. I'd like to see if what we're doing works, because I've made it commercially available already through music. So what is this actually made up of? Well, the music, apart from music, is using crystal energies, harmonics, consciousness, and vibrations. Consciousness is the major things, because everything is living. You're a living being, your energy, you're living, therefore you have a consciousness. Plants are living, they have a consciousness, because otherwise we're going to have plants growing upside down, the roots, you know, all this sort of stuff. There are systems in place that we call consciousness. So by grabbing these, you know, let's look at lithium quartz. The lithium is being used as an antidepressant. So the theory that I was looking at was that if we crush a crystal and give it as a tablet and ingest it, then what if we be able to take the raw product, the original product, and create that and grab the frequencies in its original form and push that into sound in order to heal. So I began a lot of research into this, and that's what it's made up of. It consists of light codes through Amy. It contains binary frequencies to support the crystal frequencies, and in some websites that I have researched into using brainwave entrainment, many of them are saying that it heals mind, body and soul, and that is just a piece of music that's on loop that has binary frequencies. So the research that we've done is that, and I didn't want to use binary frequencies because I wanted to focus specifically on the crystals and have this niche product. And Amy said, no, put binary frequencies in as well, because it's also very important. It'll support the work that we're doing. So let's just look at the way that a channeler works. A channeler works with specific spirits. It works with their guides, it works with their archangels, it works with their ascended masters that they're all attuned to as part of the incarnation process. They've checked ticked all this off. So by grabbing those frequencies and putting it into the audio, and then we add the binary frequency of an alpha wave, it helps the person that's using this music to do their work to slow the brain down. And we can use alpha waves and delta waves and all this sort of stuff to slow our brain down in order to make sure we are maximizing and getting the greater benefit of this. I'm also playing around with other frequencies, such as Amy's Divine Love. It uses 136.1 Hertz. 136.1 Hertz focuses on heart activation, the heart chakra. So if we can combine crystals that focus on the heart chakra and the energies of spirit as well as the binary frequency, we're having a trinity of energies that are focusing specifically on the heart. So you can see how this work that we're doing is so amazing and getting great results, because we're focusing on a multi-spectrum, multifaceted, multi-dimensional system modality approach. So not only are we having, you know, crystal frequencies and all this sort of stuff embedded in there, we're also embedding specific spirit guides. So if you were to say and engage a custom piece of artwork, so I sit down, so you come to me and say I would like to have my spirit guide put into not only a crystal but into a audio track, I would sit down with your spirit guide and we'd write a music track that represents them, as well as putting their energies and their frequencies into the track, so that when you listen to it you can physically feel the energies merging with you, and that is how you can work with your spirit guide. The spirit guide crystals are already doing this work now, but it takes it to another level. It's custom artwork specifically written. So pretty much we're saying it's music specifically written by your spirit guide, so you can merge, and it's restricted to you. So then we can put in the ascended masters and archangels. I have a track that I'm using Master Hilarian's energies in. I've got tracks with Amy's energies in, such as Amy's Divine Love. I've got Moonchild and Windhorse. I've got and the Archangel album that I'm looking at releasing in December of 2016 as well. So there's a lot of different work, a lot of different stuff is going on. So then, how does it work? So in brief, once the unconditional love is felt within the heart, the walls are then lowered down, so that a way for the energies to enter can get through to the heart. And then once this is done, the way forward can be opened up, so that the incarnate can have many things are opening up. So all the doorways open up. So rather than, you know, if we're looking at life paths and we're running 3, the lower, the middle, the higher, we don't sit there and spike around the lower and the, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down. If you look at life patterns, we can see where it's up and down, up and down, up and down. why does life have to be like that? So if we can repair the heart and clear all this trauma and break the walls down, because let's face it, we all do it. We all have a bad relationship. We all get used. We all get traumatized. We all get abused, or you know, whatever experiences that we're having. We put boundaries around our heart so that we don't get hurt. But by having the heart so open in a loving manner, that way we can open ourselves to many, many more different and new experiences. And if you have a closed off heart and you're looking for true love, you're not going to have true love because your heart's closed off and it's not open to it. So when listening to this, the person will feel a stirring in the heart, and that is the work being done. And the greatest thing about this is that it is your spirit guide, it is you that determines the potency of this work. So it's not someone walking in there and going, I'm a healer, bang, I'm going to clear this now. It is the energies have been given to you, and then your systems will take up what you need. Your energy field will accept what it needs to accept, and it could either be a rapid approach or a gradual approach. It doesn't really matter. It changes. It will eventually, and how it depends on how open you are. It'll change your life. I mean, this is pretty good stuff. I've never seen something like this before, and I'm sitting the one that founded it. So, you know, I'm really impressed. So, in April of 2016, the heart activation music was officially recognized as a modality. I am still developing the syllabus because I'd like to, you know, as you've already seen in this video, how advanced this work is and how evolved it is. Then I do not want to give it to people to say, oh, I'm a facilitator, and not understand what they're dealing with. I would need to bring in, what I'm trying to do is bring in psychologists, because we are doing borderline psychology work. Yes, it's the energy, but we need to, these facilitators that will eventually come will need to understand what to use and when. Because the music that I'm putting online for sale is great, it's available for everyone and does its own thing, but if I'm looking at something that's doing heavy grief, then you don't, and your path is not to deal with that just yet, it's going to trigger it and may cause some issues. So the facilitators need to truly understand what it's about. So I need to develop the syllabus, and I'm going to be opening the doors to advanced practitioners soon to be involved with the creation of this work, because I need to understand, you know, from what perspective, so that we, such as the psychology, the psychiatry, the medical profession, and that sort of stuff, to say, well, this is what we've got, this is what we've done, let's create it as a group, so that it's a community based approach with professionals, and we get it right the first time, rather than going, well, this is how you do it, this is it. I mean, that's the concept. I'm still working on it. At the moment, I'm trying to get it out there and trying to raise awareness, and talking to people and getting people interested and involved. So the heart activation music, you know, it helps others clear suffering, and you know, it's worked on me. It's been very profound. I was in a very bad state of grief in last year, to the point that I was drinking in order to run away from my emotions. So this is again why it's a therapy, because you get trained in how to work with emotions, how to understand emotions. So if you are going through an emotional upheaval, you get to learn how to work with that and how to clear it, you know, and using a combination of the teachings and the music, you can find a peace in the middle of the storm. Now I have tracks on iTunes. I use a distributor on cdbaby.com, so if you want to go to cdbaby.com, all the music there is also, I also put up free tracks as well, that you can download from there. So but there's also on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, 7 Digital, it's everywhere. There's like 95 stores that are selling this, and we've got 3 albums so far, which is Angus Divine Love, Moonchild's Dream, On Mantra gets released in just a few days, Dive Days in D Minor is scheduled for September. I do sell pre-made CDs through my Etsy shop, which is star.9, number 9, and .etsy.com, or just go to Stephen North, STEVEN north.com.au, and you can pretty much get links to where to buy it. I am in the process of trying to build the Star.9 website, so you can buy it directly from me, and rather than having to go to all these music stores or whatever. So you can pretty much, you know, purchase it, buy the event. What I'm hoping to offer is through the website is that you can buy the MP3 as well as a physical CD with it burnt and personally signed and whatever, so that you get that posted to you as well. So I'd like to provide better service. So, you know, not, I mean, when I do my work, I play the music in a therapy session. If I'm doing a Reiki session, I put the music there. So check us out. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's Stephen North. I'm the owner of Star.9 and the founder of Heart Activation Music. This is going onto YouTube, so there's plenty of videos for you to browse or view. Thank you very much.